Hello, everybody. Thought
Howdy.
we'd do another quick one tonight. And I got a couple of more emails here that we wanted to mention. And Sarah, I want to thank you for sending this to us. And I'm sorry it took me so long to reply to you. And very sweet email. But she brought out one thing that I wanted to read to everybody because I thought this was really significant. To show the difference between Watchtower and other churches. And so I'll just read her email.
Excuse me. Getting a little tired. I'm not bored, just tired.
Well, that's what happens when you digging around in the water heater.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, back to her email. I have started to be a teacher's aide for Sunday school at the church I've been attending, and I really like it. I wanted to share with you the protocol around children because it actually shocked her. First, I had to undergo a background check. There's a service called Protect My Ministry that makes it really easy for a church to run a background check. It costs $21, which I paid myself, but if you need financial aid, they will help you. We also have very strict policies around the children and a quarterly meeting to make sure everyone is following. A security guard is posted outside of the class area and no adults except for parents are allowed past this point. No parents are allowed to stay in the classrooms either. If a boy needs to use the restroom, I have to have the security guard clear the men's room and we both wait outside until the little boy is finished and no one can enter while he's in there. The same parent who checks the child in has to check the child out too. Since I don't have children, I never thought of this until now. As a JW, all you have to do is show up and you have access to children.
Yep.
If you gain a title like elder, you basically can have unsupervised, unquestioned access to children. And as Mike found out that ministerial servants, have access to children, without any special, protocols or anything.
Well, that's one of the things that I experienced being a regular pioneer and a ministerial servant at the same time is that you get some household that has a non-believing mate, such as a father or a husband, and the wife will say, well, Brother Brooks, will you study with my son? Sure, I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
But if you were inclined to be a child abuser or a pedophile, there's that free access to that child.
Yeah, and that's why
Unsupervised,
we feel.
too.
Yeah, that's why we feel that Watchtower has to change these policies. And this is just an example of what one church does to protect their children.
Yeah,
Watchtower doesn't
they
do this.
Nothing.
Yeah. I also wonder if that is a reason that JWs do not say they have childcare during services. A lot of the protocols we follow are legal because we have childcare. We have to follow basic laws. That's probably why Watchtower, finds the loophole. I think the JW sidestep protocols we follow are legal because we have, okay, I already read that. I think the JW's sidestep laws, okay.
You want my reading glasses?
Oh, no, she did write it twice. Okay. Sorry about that. And why would they refuse a basic precaution like a background check when it is made so easy? If you're applying for a position of privilege, take the simple background check. It's that easy. Just wanted to share this perspective. Thanks for all that you're doing.
Well,
thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, but I have to argue one point.
What's that?
Jehovah's Witnesses do have in place a background check for their ministerial servants and elders. And you know what that is?
What?
It's the appointment by the Holy Spirit.
I don't think they meant that. Okay. We also wanted to share with everybody, we just got a new elders letter. Okay, now this is interesting because it's the 2016 Bethel Visitors Information. And most of you would say, oh, no big deal, it's about tours and, and all of that. But what was interesting is they said, about the middle of the first paragraph, we were overjoyed to have 115,236 respond to the invitation to come tour the Bethel complexes in the United States during the past service year. Please note There are significant adjustments this year because of the move out of Brooklyn, as highlighted below. So they're going to have an overview here. They tell you like how long each tour is. But this is interesting because in bold print across the top of the third paragraph, Brooklyn Bethel. The last day for guided tours at Brooklyn Bethel will be May 31st, 2016. And the last day for self-guided tours will be July 15th, 2016. So it looks like they're starting to pack up to move out.
Rats are deserting the sinking ship, huh?
Yeah, and then it just talks about the usual stuff, you know, the different properties. Now, I thought this was interesting, too. The Warwick or Tuxedo properties, there are currently no tours available of the Warwick or Tuxedo properties. And we request that no one drives by these properties. So why can't you even do a drive-by?
You might be glowing with radiation or some sort of chemical poisoning.
Yeah, maybe they don't want you to drive by and accidentally get toxic poisoning. Yeah, and it's interesting under the subheading dress and grooming. It has been noted that when visiting Bethel, some brothers and sisters tend to be extremely casual in their dress. Such dress is not appropriate when visiting any of the Bethel homes. Wow. And then they have like office tours. And of course you can go to jw.org and look under the newsroom and see about, you know, tours and all of that. I was a little disappointed though because they mentioned the Bethel Visitors Lodging and Car Rental list in here. And I was hoping they would have that actual list. Because I know a few years ago on that list in small print, right before they started the list of hotels and rental car places, you know, that would offer you special rates, there was a little note that said your rewards points will be given to Watchtower.
Yeah.
So you know those rewards points you get for using your debit card and your credit cards? Guess who gets those when you use their recommended on the list?
But this time they don't mention that, do they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonder if they get caught.
Yeah. Now it's interesting that they have on the fourth page here to the Congregation Service Committee. It says, at the next midweek meeting, please arrange for the following announcement to be made to the congregation. And it's just the announcement about what are the last dates and that the information will be on the posted on the information board. And
So really, Jehovah's Witnesses, you now know this information before it's read at your service meeting.
yeah, I guess it's like breaking news. You know, you'll have, if you want this information from the platform, you'll have to go to your midweek meeting this next week.
Yeah.
But just so if you're gonna tour Bethel, you know, instead of Disneyland like Aunt Mo said, you better hurry up and get it done because they're going to be packing up and moving. So...
yeah, they're going to be moving to a place that they don't even want you driving by right now.
You think they would be proud and wanting to be showing off, you know, the new complex. Maybe they don't want you to see the, you know, basketball courts and the tennis courts and the swimming pools and stuff like that.
Or maybe they don't want you to see that they're not as far along ahead as they're pretending they are.
Yeah, because, I mean, weren't we even hearing rumors that they had asked Kushner to
see if they could stay there another year. And another year.
Yeah. Yeah, here they're saying we're packing up and getting ready to move.
Yep. All the tours are going to end.
Yeah.
There's something fishy in Denmark.
Oh, there usually is.
Yep.
Or in Warwick.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to the latest news, and we'll try to keep everybody updated as we hear these things.
Yeah.
So you all have a good night.
Good night, everybody.